What I'm going to do is I'm going to have him bring this elbow into your rib cage. Okay, and I want the hand kind of here. If you see them tuck their hand under, their lat's weak. They're trying to recruit the pec. Okay. Stabilize. I'm not at this angle. I'm at this angle. Hands here, stabilizing pelvis. Cup the elbow. Pull him and give me some resistance. Hold there, and I'm going to pull out here. Okay, and he's got some good resistance, but it's still breaking down. Elbow to the rib here, and I'll touch the rib. And sometimes they'll put their elbow up here, and I'll just lower it down right to my hand. Hold, resist there. Even weighter on that one. While I'm here, I'm just going to have the patient take your elbows up to the sky, make fist into the table, both hands. Squeeze your elbows together, hold and resist. And then, no difference on the left versus right. Hands down, relax there. What I want you to do is raise your whole, you see I'm getting my stabilization first on the sacrum, raise the whole upper body up without using your hands. Good, excellent. Hold, resist. Hold, resist. Those both felt good and strong. Down you go. What I want you to do is hold onto the handles there. I'm going to take your legs to that side, keep them over there. I'm going to stabilize the pelvis here, hold and resist. Good. Keep your feet on that side. Hold and resist. Good. That was even better, yes?
Takes my nose off.
That's because you actually locked down here. That was good. One of the things I can also do to evaluate his QL lumbar stuff is have him lift this hip up to the sky. Good. And now compare that to the other hip. What is the difference? See it? What is the difference?
Well, they both hurt a little bit. The left is a little kinkier feeling.
Does one move freer than the other?
The right feels freer.
Good. So when you're moving to the left one, what do you feel?
Well, it catches.
And it's all through there? Is it worse lower or worse higher? Right up through there.
TL Johnson.
Okay, so we're talking about QL stuff going on in there. So that's just another way you can evaluate it without having to do a muscle test. You can actually watch them just move. His spinal rectors, did you see him come up? It was like, they work
They were.
good. That's how they should be. So on his QL, I'm trying not to block you too much here, but I've got the bottom of his rib cage, and then I've got a spine, and the paraspinal muscles, the spinal rectors are going to come outside, and I want to come up into the rib cage underneath, and that nice tender spot right there, and just pushing up a couple of gentle nudges. That's
It's around 10.
What's that?
Rib 10? Rib 11?
Whatever the most lowest one is that he's got sticking right there.
So that's tender.
Yes. Okay. And just for fun, how's the other side?
Not as fast.
Okay. Yeah. So most of that dysfunction's here. And then I'm going to come in under the spinal rectors going in towards his transverse processes. And I want to try and get deep enough in there. Try and relax a little more. There you go. Right up into it. And then I'm going to go find that transverse process, and I'm going to nudge L1 and L2. Yeah, right there. Right there. Just nudge them a little bit superior.
So what about those that have the great big nodule in the lateral part of the TP of L3? I mean, yeah, not like the gargantuous ones, you know, like golf ball
They're easy to
size.
find.
Golf ball size, you know?
Yeah. Go in there, find the direction, find where the tender.
So you're going
Take that.
to be at lateral and medial?
And then I'm going at the top of his pelvic rim here, because I think he's got stuff all in this one. It's
Okay.
a little dysfunctional.
So you're pushing that inferior?
Yep, that's a little tender on that. Not too bad.
Much better. A little medial.
Yeah. With the QL, you actually have to kind of go
Under?
under that iliac to
Yes.
actually get
Okay.
into it. Yeah.
For those that are skinny enough, we can do that on? Yep.
You work over the clothes, right?
I mean, don't have to.
Okay.
My mentor, everybody gets down. It's all skin to skin contact. Lift that hip to the sky.
Yeah, there we go.
How's that
Oh, yeah.
feel?
It feels better.
Stuff might actually work. Oh my goodness. Hold on the table with your hands.
Watch out for the voodoo doll. Yeah.
Hold, resist, hold, resist, hold. Thank you. That's what you're supposed to be like. Now, that was going after QL. He's also got some oblique stuff. I just know he's got it going on because I'm going to go right in and just squeeze, and he's got tenderness through those fibers. Yeah, right there.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's not horrible. There's just a touch. Now lift it up.
Seems to go first.
It still could be better. He's got more stuff going on. That's not the only thing. We know he's still got lat issues going on too, okay? On his lats, I'm going to come in. I want to just let the arm hang here, nice and loose. This is usually pretty sensitive. I'm going to come in and just slide right in, gently in, and then slowly apply my squeeze right into the belly of the muscle, and find where the knot is, and hold that knot. And if you notice, I might have to move his arm a little bit to open up some of the tissue, get it to release a little bit more. You know, he might do a little guarding or just have too much tension there. And so I'm going to squeeze through the belly of the muscle. Feels really good. Then I can come over and I can go to T8 all the way to the sacrum, looking at those transverse processes. I'm using this angle to press into them, and we're going to look for the ones that are the most tender. How are we doing so far?
No problem.
Good?
One more time, sir.
Yep, right there. Still there?
And then it gets tender again.
And then I can take that all the way down, looking at sacrum. So if you've got some really low back pelvic stuff, think about this lat coming in here. This lat is huge, huge muscle. And then I can go right at the top of the SI joint and see if he's got any issues into that. Not so bad.
There, sir.
Yeah. Elbow to rib. Hold, resist. Really nice, okay? Now, one of the things I can also do with him is if I'm working on this and I don't get the result I want, then what I'll do is I'll have him bring the elbow into the rib, and I'll go and I'll find what I think is the most tender one, or what he gives me feedback on is most tender, and I'll hold it. And then resist, resist, okay? And then resist, and I'll find the outside. He's not so strong on that one. This one made him stronger. I guess which one I want. The one that makes him stronger. Hold, resist. And so I can repeat this a couple times, and then I just come back and go hold, hold, and see the muscle change. So you can actually pinpoint more specific segments that way. And I want to get a little bit of that belly in there too, just because it's fun. Good. Okay, so we had some rhomboid stuff with him, and that left side really blew out pretty quickly, easily. And so what I'm going to do is find that lateral border of the scapula. I'm going to come in. My angle into here is going to be a little inferior angle. Any tenderness on that?
No.
So not too bad there. So then we're going to go to the spine. And at the spine, I'm going to do a little more superior angle. So some tenderness.
Not particularly. A bit. One down there.
Yeah. So it's more rhomboid minor than major for him. I'm up at T1, T2. Yeah, a little tender on that, yeah. Good. Elbows back to the sky, fist into the table, squeeze them together, hold, resist. Much nicer. By the way, while he's here, one of the things I can also do for the traps, I just come in and just do a nice little, right into the belly of the trap. Just a nice little squeeze, slowly release that tension. What I didn't show you on the cervical is also while he's face down, I can come in, there's your levator, there's your traps, scalenes, coming up into the base of the skull, opening up SCMs, suboccipitals, traps. Okay. What I like to also do is then go up and open up the skull, release tension, bring everything up into this angle. Feels pretty good too. What am I missing? Lats, rhomboids,
Paraspinals.
Paraspinals, he was strong. So if I was going to do paraspinals, what I could do is come up and just go right up and use this kind of angle through those transverse processes. Right, just a nice gentle Or I can just walk straight through the muscle and look for knots in the muscle and go, oh, it's got a little bit of a knot right there.